Well, we have been very busy, and so has drumpf. Unelected US Traitor drumpf has been busy manufacturing disasters of its own. It can't help itself. Unelected US Traitor drumpf should never have taken this position. Drumpf is unfit and unqualified in every way. But recently, drumpf's response, or lack of response, to Puerto Rico has been remarkable. Why doesn't unelected US Traitor drumpf, a career debtor who owes China nearly $1 billion, lecture the red welfare states where drumpf's idiot minority base is for their financial insolvency, rather than castigating our U.S. territory of Puerto Rico, who suffered a deadly and disabling natural disaster? A career debtor like idiot drumpf should keep its mouth shut, rather than making stupid, rash, racist comments about our fellow U.S. citizens who were victimized involuntarily by a disaster, a natural disaster, a gigantic sweeping one, a hurricane that devastated their home, the U.S. territory of Puerto Rico.
Up early this morning and tweeting about Puerto Rico.
Such poor leadership ability by the mayor of San Juan and others in Puerto Rico who are not able to get their workers to help. They want everything to be done for them when it should be a community effort.
Really? Really? The primary obstacle to hurricane relief has been Puerto Rican laziness? You have got to hand it to Trump. Anybody can say horribly racist things about Hispanic people on a golden escalator, but it takes real balls to do it while their fellow citizens are dying.
U.S. citizens devastated, 91% of them still without power, and most of them without drinking water. More deaths racking up by the day from drinking water, deaths due to microbes in drinking water, while we have the USS Comfort, an American military ship with 800 ready and able U.S. medically trained personnel, and that 800-person crew of capable medical professionals are treating 7 Puerto Rican citizens, 7 U.S. territory of Puerto Rico citizens. That is absolutely disgusting. And the reason? There is no one in charge of the Department of Homeland Security who oversees FEMA. So a ship has been waiting offshore, yet there is no way to get the enormous amount of supplies, water and food, to the people, to the U.S. citizens of Puerto Rico. No way to get that supply line to them. And there's no way for us to get the victims, people who may be deathly ill, to the floating medical hospital. That's how poorly managed this fiasco is. And it grows worse by the day, with 4 deaths happening just yesterday. More will likely result today as well. And on until the problem is solved. And we actually need a capable, competent president, not Ficus, a fat, egotistic clown of the United States. Trump is Ficus. So the last thing that our U.S. territory of Puerto Rico needs is a big mouth, lifetime debtor telling them that they owe too much to receive care and help and life-saving support from their own country, the United States of America. That's what drumpf did. Drumpf actually caused them lazy and said that the reason more people were dying and that the tragedy and disaster was ongoing is because of their laziness. Racist comments like US Traitor drumpf only further emphasize what a vile, detestable, and loathsome, bigoted idiot drumpf is. The fucking moron who said Nazis are very fine people. What more is needed to confirm easily that drumpf is a racist, bigot, and an idiot, and an uncaring, insensitive scumbag? Soon drumpf will be gone, in prison, courtesy of FBI Special Counsel Bob Mueller. But watch for racist carnival barker drumpf to act even more insanely, childishly, and erratically as law enforcement closes in on the traitor and scumbag drumpf. It is well reported that even inside drumpf's tiny clan, its little sphere of clan associates, the leakage is pronounced. And the leaking terms that are coming out are unhinged, insane, unbalanced, unraveling, losing a step, out of step. This is what drumpf's own confidants, its clanfidants, think of it, and think of its behavior. This is a time where America needs to pay close attention, not every day, not every week, not every month, every single second. drumpf's tweets are going to become more erratic. Watch closely. Unraveling is likely the most apropos term and word for what drumpf is going to go through during the next 3 to 6 months as FBI Special Counsel Bob Mueller wraps up his case. Many people are going to turn on drumpf, and even with the enormous amount of evidence they have now, all of that evidence will be corroborated by multiple individuals. It is all falling into place. Drumpf knows it. That's why he has these outbursts against the NFL and NBC. It wants to stifle NFL players who are using their voice and presence to attack racism. While drumpf is commending Nazis and calling white trashionalists very fine people, NFL players are saying, no, we've had enough of it. America's had enough vile racism. They're standing up to police brutality that drumpf ignores. They're standing up to hate and bigotry and racism. We should all be applauding it. We should all be supporting it. And those who aren't are not patriots. The lifeblood of a democracy is dissent, free speech. That is why it is our First Amendment, the very first thing we wanted to add to our founding documents and our governing laws and rules. That is our ideology. Drumpf wants to stifle free speech. It has now suggested that NBC, the real news that's going to be reporting on Mueller's ever widening investigation, he wants to shut them down for broadcasting facts. Drumpf is a born liar, a repulsive creep, and a fraud. As FBI Special Counsel Bob Mueller closes in and drumpf's little casket gets tighter and tighter, and the air gets thicker and thicker, and more difficult to breathe, the outbursts are going to be unreal. Drumpf is going to be kicking and banging on the inside of the coffin. But there will be no relenting from FBI Special Counsel Bob Mueller. There will be criminal indictments. You can count on it. He's convened a grand jury. He's investigating everyone drumpf's tiny hands have ever touched. This is going to get good. Again, stay tuned every second, because watching this piece of shit swirl down the toilet is going to be phenomenal. Drumpf is done. Drumpf has never been the president. He is fecus. It will always be fecus and nothing more. Goodbye, Drumpf. Oh, and there's also an enormous amount of evidence for obstruction of justice on Mike Penis, the fake vice president. So watch for that piece of shit to swirl down the bowl with Drumpf. And it won't be long. Maybe 3 to 6 months. We'd like to see it align perfectly with the upcoming midterm elections, where a blue NAMI is going to sweep Republicans out of every position of power. It's going to be great, it's going to be big, and it won't be long. Just a little bit over a year away, 13 months, and you pretty much see the end of the Republican cult as it is. Thank fucking goodness.